Okay, am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So once again, good morning, students. In the last class, we were discussing about the nervous system. That is this one, interneurons. Still interneurons. So do you all remember interneurons? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So today we will be starting with this. That is brain. So brain is what? Brain is the center of our thoughts. Whatever we think, like right from the time we get up, not only get up, even when we sleep, it's still functioning. The brain. It is a center of our thoughts. And brain is also the interpreter. Interpreter means what? It interprets whatever we think, whatever we see in the outside world. It just interprets. It just makes us understand what's going around us. All right. And not only that, they also control our body movement. All right. They also control the body movement, like the daily physical activities which we do, like say for example walking, then miss anything, whatever you do as a physical activity. So in all these things, the brain it helps in that. And the brain it constitutes about what 150, means 1/50, right, of the body weight, and it's about 1,300 to 1,400 gram, the weight of the brain. And in the brain, what will you find? You will find some parts of the brain. So what are the parts of the brain? First is cerebrum. This is the cerebrum, right? This is the cerebrum. It is the largest part. And next is thalamus. This is the thalamus. This is the thalamus. And this is the hypothalamus. All right. And this hypothalamus and thalamus, they comes under the diencephalon. Right. Hypothalamus and thalamus, they comes under the diencephalon. And the next is the brainstem. This is the brainstem. So under the brainstem, what are the parts that you will find? First is the midbrain. This is the midbrain. Next is the pons. This is the pons. And next is the medulla oblongata. So these are the three parts that you will find under the brainstem. The last is the cerebellum, which is this. Is it clear? So these are the parts of the brain. Is it clear, everyone? Shall we move to the next?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. Now let's see the cerebrum. So this is the cerebrum. So the cerebrum is what? The cerebrum is the largest part. In the brain, you will find that it's the largest part of the brain. And you will find that the cerebrum, it has got two hemispheres. Means it is divided into two. That is the right and the left side. Right? And this cerebrum, what do? They help in higher functions. Higher functions like what? Interpreting. Interpreting means they help to make you understand what's going on around you. Understand? Interpreting touch. Interpreting touch in the sense like what to say. Say for example, I'll give you one example. Say for example, you have closed your eyes and someone is like bringing a cotton and touching over your skin. That is the cotton. So just by the touch, you will be able to know that this is soft and what to say. This is a cotton. You might not be able to say exactly that it's a cotton, but still you will be able to feel that this is soft. The object which your skin is touching you is soft. It's not it. So in that way, it's known as interpreting touch. Understand? Next is vision. The cerebrum also helps you in seeing the things, okay, around, which is around you, and also they helps you in hearing. Not only in seeing, they also helps you in hearing the things. And next is as well as speech. They also helps you in when you speak, they helps you in that things. Next is reasoning. Whatever you does, they helps you in reasoning things which you does. Next is emotions. Emotions in the sense like happy, sad, all this they control. That is the cerebrum. Next is learning, the daily things which you are learning, not only academic but also the daily I mean, whatever things you were learning, all these things also they helps you in that. Next is fine control of movement, means we also helps you in your physical activities, which it does. So this is about the cerebrum. Is it clear, everyone? Any doubts?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next is the cerebellum. So this is the cerebellum. So the cerebellum, where it is exactly located, is exactly located under the cerebrum. So this is the cerebrum, right? So they are located just downside of this. And what is the function of the cerebellum? The function of the cerebellum is that they helps in coordination of muscles, right? Means the muscles like which we move, no? I mean the daily activities which you does, they helps in coordinating. Say for example, you are walking. So what happens when you walk? You walk left, right, left, right. Like that. It's not it. So like that. And I just gave you the example. Okay, so in that thing they have that there is coordination. I mean the movements. And next is maintain posture. They also maintain your body posture also, right? It also helps in that, like fast standing, sitting, and not only that, they also helps in balancing. Whenever you sit or whenever you stand, they helps. They will help you in balancing in for staying in that particular position. Is it clear about the cerebellum?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, next is the brainstem. So this is the brainstem. So the brainstem, they access what they acts as a relay center connecting the cerebrum and the cerebellum. Means this is the brainstem. Sorry. So they are the center point. The center point of what? The center point of the cerebrum. This is the cerebrum and this is the cerebellum. So they are at the center. That is the brainstem. Understand? And where do they go? After that, they go to the spinal cord. This is the spinal cord, and they goes here. Understand? And what do they do? The cerebrum, they perform some automatic functions. Automatic functions like what? Automatic functions like breathing. You breathe automatically, and I mean the heart, I mean your heart, they pump blood. It's not it. So all these things just happens automatically. Even your body temperature, so like they maintain, as well as your wake, your sleep cycles, all this digestion, sneezing, coughing, vomiting, swallowing, all these things they just happens automatically. So that's why it is known as automatic functions. I mean, this who is responsible for all this? It is the automatic functions, the brainstem. Here, the brainstem. This is the brainstem. They are responsible for controlling all these activities, which is occurring like automatically. Understand about the brainstem, everyone? You want me to repeat?
Yes, ma'am.
You please respond quickly. Huh? Actually, I doesn't need to. Sometimes the net goes. So for me to just clarify that yes, I have networks. You just respond. Okay. Actually, this pituitary gland it's not a part of this the diencephalon, but you have got in the endocrine gland. It's not it. It's better not to discuss so what because it's not a part of the diencephalon. Huh? This next is the hypothalamus. The hypothalamus they are under the diencephalon. So we will discuss about this. That is the hypothalamus, right? So this is the hypothalamus. The hypothalamus is what? The hypothalamus, this organ, they connects the endocrine gland, the endocrine system. So the endocrine system, what do? They make hormones. It's not it. So this hypothalamus, what is their main role? What is the main function of this hypothalamus? They command or else they pass information to the pituitary gland. So this is the pituitary gland. So that they go and pass information to the pituitary gland saying what? Saying that stop making hormones. Means If it is too less, means or else it is too low. So in order to balance that, in order to balance the level of the hormones, the hypothalamus, they helps in doing that. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Next is lobes of brain. So in the lobes of the brain, what will you find? You will find that they are divided into different lobes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 lobes. All right. First is the frontal lobe, which lies at the front. Next is the parietal lobe. It is just after the frontal lobe. Two is there. Parietal lobe 1, 2. Next is the temporal. The temporal it lies just nearby. This one. I hope you remember. Yesterday I have discussed. Do you remember?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you want me to show again? Or else will it be okay? Say, do you want me to show again or will it be okay just like this? Say something.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, am I visible? Can you see?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so frontal lobe from the name itself, front. It will be here, it will be situated here. It's not it. Next is the parietal lobe. Parietal lobe is here in both of these two sides. Next is the temporal lobe, which lies here in 1, 2. All right. Next is the occipital lobe, which lies at the back side. All right. So these are the lobes of the brain that you will find. Is it clear? 4 lobes. Remember, four are there. Shall we move to the next?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
The cerebral hemispheres, I mean the brain, they have different lobes. We've already discussed this. So what are those? Frontal lobe, temporal lobe, parietal lobe, and occipital lobe. So now let's discuss about the frontal lobe. So the frontal lobe that is at the front, they helps in what? They helps in personality. They maintain your personality. They also maintain your behavior. They also maintain your emotions. I mean your personality. How is it? How you behave? All this behavior. How you behave in front of your family members, in front of your friends. Means all these things. Your behavior. Next is emotions like happy, sad. It controls that frontal lobe. Next is judgment. They also helps you in, I mean, knowing what is right, what is wrong, all this. That is judgment. Next is planning. They also helps in planning the things. I mean, what will I do next, and so on. Next is problem solving. They also helps in solving the problems which it does. Next is speech. The frontal lobe, they helps in speech. That is speaking. It is while speaking as well as while writing. They have in that which is in the Broca's area, which I will be showing you in the next slide. Next is body movement. The frontal lobe, they also help in moving your body. Next is intelligence. They also help in like intelligence. I mean, how much intelligence? I mean, yeah, your intelligence, your knowledge, all this. Okay. Next is concentration. Concentration, like how well you concentrate in all these things. The frontal lobe helps you with that. Next is self-awareness. Self-awareness means like you are aware of something in order to not to happen to you. Say for example, I'm just giving you the situation of the COVID-19. For COVID-19, you are taking some precautionary measures, right? Some guidelines that you are following, like you need to wear masks. Then you need to sanitize your hands, and so on. So, so this is known as self-awareness. So, who is responsible for that? The frontal lobe. The frontal lobe, they help you with doing that. Is it clear about the frontal lobe, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next is parietal lobe. So the parietal lobe, they help you with interpreting language. Means whatever language I'm speaking now. Are you able to understand or not? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
So it means that interpreting language, but it doesn't mean that if you will hear a foreign language which is not familiar with you, say for example some French, Italian, or some other foreign language. It's not that you will be able to understand that, but I mean the language which you are familiar with, right? So you will be able to understand it. So it will interpret. I mean, you will be able to understand the language and the words which the third person or the second person is speaking. Okay, next is sense of touch, pain, temperature. So they also helps you. It is a parietal lobe also helps you with sensory system. Like for example, touch. You can feel the touch of someone. Next is pain. You can also feel the pain. I mean, if somebody hits you, slaps you, or else if you kick or anything, you can feel the pain of them. Next is temperature. Temperature, like you are feeling hot, cold, anything, normal, warm, all this. So it helps you in sensing all those things. Next is interpret signals from visions, means they also helps you in understanding things which is going around you. Say for example, one man is beating a girl. You've seen from far. Yeah, you have seen from far. So what will you know? What will come to your mind? Maybe you might think that maybe the girl or that girl is not listening to the boy or something like that. Maybe something happened. That's why they are like quarreling or some argument. So you will just be able to know that why these things are happening. So it means that interprets signals from visual. It means that. Next is hearing. You can also hear with the help of this parietal lobe. Next is motor, sensory, and memory. Means you can move around and also you can sense like memory, the memory which you gain. All these things are also part of the parietal. Next, the last one is spatial visualization and reasoning and visual perception. So this one is the same thing. It's the same thing like the third point, that is interpreting vision. So it means that just by viewing the scene, just by viewing the scenario, you will just be able to know what's going on, what is going in between these two person like that. So just by seeing the thing, you will be able to know it, what is happening, what is occurring. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Next is occipital lobe. The occipital lobe they helps you in interpreting vision. Means they helps you in knowing the color. All right. I mean, what color is this? White, black, blue, everything. Light, like whether it's too shiny or else too sparkling, too dark, like that. You'll be able to know that. Next is movement, that is body movement. Like you'll just be able to do the movement like that. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, next is temporal lobe. So the temporal lobe, two you have. It's not two lobes. Temporal. So the temporal lobe they help you in understanding language. Means whatever the third person, second person, fourth person, like when he speaks, you'll be able to know the language what he's speaking, right? Which is in the Wernicke's area. I'll show you in the next slide. Next is memory. You can also memorize with the help of this temporal lobe. Next is hearing. You can also hear with the help of this temporal lobe. Next is sequencing and organization. Sequencing and organization is almost the sequencing and organization means to arrange things accordingly. Say for example, you are arranging some things like books. Say for example, so if you arrange a pile of books, so what will you do? Will you keep the bigger books at the first, or else will you keep the thinner books at the last? What will you do? This is just a very simple example. Yes, say. thinner one at the top. Yes. Yes, the thinner one at the top. So it is known as sequencing. Right? Means an organization. It is an organized manner. It means that. Okay, I hope it's clear about the temporal. So this is the Broca's area, which lies at the frontal lobe. Now the Broca's area is right here. This is the frontal lobe. They help you in producing coherent speech. Means they help you in speaking. When you give a speech or else when you talk, no, they help you in that. Next is Wernicke's area, which is right here, which is in the temporal lobe. They help you in speech processing and understanding language. Means when you speak, what happens? What will be the next line that I'll be speaking? It means that, and as well as they also help you in understanding the language, whatever the another person is speaking. Is it clear till here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. Okay, so now let us discuss about the cranial nerves. So this is the cranial nerves. So the cranial nerves, what are they? The brain. The brain, they communicates with your body through the spinal cord and the 12 pairs of cranial nerves. So in the central nervous system, that is in the CNS, we were discussing about the brain. It's not the brain and the spinal cord. The central nervous system consists of the brain and the spinal cord. So this is the brain and the spinal cord. And also they connect with the 12 cranial nerves. Is it clear, everyone? Till here?
Yes, ma'am.
And this cranial nerves, it is mostly written in Roman letters, right? Roman letters, it is usually written. Why? Because the Romans, they found out this cranial nerves. This one. And you remember that it should be written sequentially. I mean, not like the facial nerves would be at the first, not like the trochlear nerves would be at the last, not like that. Okay, it means you need to mention sequentially, means in a proper way, in a proper order. And you should also write in capital, in the Roman letters. Is it clear till here? And 12 cranial
Yes,
nerves. So this is a slight view of the cranial nerves. I'll send you in group, I mean the picture. For now, I'll just explain. Okay. Okay, first is olfactory nerves. So the olfactory nerves, where do they lie? The olfactory nerves, they lie in the nose. In your nose, let me show you. Can you see this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
ma'am.
In your
Yes, ma'am.
nose. In your nose, it is situated or it is located. So the olfactory nerves, which is the first cranial nerves, they help in smell. Sorry, they help in smell. You can smell. Good smell, bad smell, like stinky smell. All these things you can smell it with the help of this olfactory nerves. OLFACTORY, olfactory nerves. Okay, next cranial nerves, that is the second cranial nerves, is the optic nerves. Optic nerves, this one. Can you see it? Optic nerves, it lies in your eyes. In your eyes, all right? Optic nerves. Okay, optic nerves, what is the function of the optic nerves? They help you in seeing, viewing the things which is around you. Sight. Sight means vision, right? They help you in seeing the things around you. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah. Next, and the third cranial nerves is oculomotor nerves. This one. Same thing. This one also, it lies in the eyes, but the nerves are different. It's just that it lies in the eyes, but the nerves, they are divided. They are branched into different nerves, so it's different. But they lie in the eyes. That is the oculomotor nerves, right? Okay, so oculomotor nerves, what do they do? Function. Their function is to move the eyes. They help even like moving your eyes from right, left, like that. And they also help your eyeball to move. That is your pupil, right? Your pupil, that is your eyeball, they also help in moving your eyes. Is it clear about the third cranial nerves, oculomotor,
Yes, ma'am.
olfactory, optic, oculomotor? Remember, huh? Okay, the fourth cranial nerves is trochlear nerves. Trochlear nerves, right? Okay, so the trochlear nerves is here. Same thing in their eyes. In your eyes, they are located, the trochlear nerves. So the trochlear nerves, they help in what? They help in movement of your eyes. That is, which part? Your muscle. Muscle area, no? It is in your eyes, the muscle area, they help in moving that. It is the trochlear nerves. Is it clear about the fourth cranial nerves? Trochlear nerves. Huh? Say so. Otherwise, I'm not able to learn.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next, and the fifth cranial nerve is trigeminal nerves. Trigeminal nerves. Okay, so the trigeminal nerves is here. Right here. Okay, let's see. The trigeminal nerves, they lie in your face and your head. All right. Okay, so the trigeminal nerves, what do? The trigeminal nerves, they help in face and head sensation. Means if somebody touch your face, like if something happen in your face, and if something happens in your head, so for example, if somebody hits you like that. Okay, so you can sense them. That is with the help of what? With the help of this trigeminal nerves. That is the fifth cranial nerves. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next,
Yes, ma'am.
okay, the sixth cranial nerves is abduction nerve. Abduction nerves. So the abduction nerves also same. They lie in the eye, in your eyes. They are located. So abduction nerves, they help the movement of the eyes. They move your eyeballs like. All right. Means let me just show you. Can you see me? Am I visible? Actually, I just want
Yes,
to know the difference between abduction and abduction. Okay, BD. Abduction means, do you know the meaning? Have you ever heard?
No, ma'am.
No, never heard. Okay. So they move your eyes. Means, say for example, my eyeballs is right here, na, the black color one. So they will, they will, it will go like this. Did you understand what I'm trying to say? Means it will go in the corner side. It means that. Do you understand?
no, ma'am.
I'll show you in the next class again, huh? Because now time is also running. Only 5 minutes left. I'll show you again. Okay, that's all for today's. Okay, that's all for today's class. In the next class, I'll be teaching you like properly. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, then that's all for today's class.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll be
Thank you,
taking.
ma'am.
I'll be taking again here because till now I don't have network. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then thank you everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.